Sign guy here, and today I just want to catch you up a little bit on where I'm at with the Astro. So I've done some body work and I've done a little bit of the interior, some edging insulation so to speak, and as well as sound deadening on the walls and ceiling. So what I've done for body work, I've used fiberglass resin as well as regular Bondo for a finishing, sanding and priming in between. And then for the interior, so far what I've done is just put the sound deadening on the walls, which is basically well actually let me get a piece, hold on a second. So this stuff is called, well, Kill Mat. What I like about this versus buying it in a roll is it comes in these about 12 by 18 size squares, and I would say it has about 40 or so in a packet. And I bought 2 boxes of it, which ended up being more than what I really needed. But it's much easier to work with than buying it out in a roll where you gotta measure everything. With this, you just put it in and jigsaw puzzle it till you're liking, and I was done in a much quicker time frame using this than when I used the roll in the last van. So highly recommend this. Again, another Amazon product, and I'll see if I can try to link this in the descriptions below. So that was the first part. The second part of the insulation, or I should say the first part of the insulation actually, that's just sound deadening, really doesn't do any insulating. As I took the grate stuff, if you're familiar with that, that's the same stuff everybody uses in the cracks and crevices of their vans. And it works well. That's why I used it. It's simple to use. If you take your time, it works great. If you rush, you're gonna make a mess. The key to using grate stuff is putting the nozzle in where you're gonna use it, spray where you're gonna use it, and just before you're done with that section, stop spraying and leave it there for a minute. Because what a lot of people, including myself, do when using that grate stuff, foam, expanding foam, is they'll spray and pull the nozzle out while it's still coming out of the nozzle, and that's where your messes come from. So yeah, I spray foamed every crack and crevice. The only thing I got left to do is the door frames. Now this is something I've noticed a lot of people do not do. They don't do the door frames of the actual door, like around the windows and things like that. So I am going to do something taboo. I'm going to put a couple holes in the top of the door, and I'm going to spray foam down into those holes and then seal those holes. So that way the frame around the glass of the sliding door and the 2 rear barn doors will have, at least in that upper frame section, will have spray foam insulation. And then of course I'll remove the door panels and I'll put foam up in there where you know I can put foam in there to insulate the rest of the door, including the sliding door. That's just a lot of heat loss that you get by not insulating in there. And I know some people are going to say, well, when the water comes in and it drips down and it hits that, it's going to go in. That really won't be the case, because if your spray foam is done correctly, you should fill right up and it should come out of those holes. Once it comes out of those holes, it's sealed. So you just cut off the excess foam, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of body filler and fill those sections so that it's totally sealed just like it was originally. I think that's going to help really greatly with the insulation overall, which to me is important. I want this little van to either be as cool or as warm as possible with minimal effort, and I really think that's a great way to do it. One thing I also did is I tinted the back windows with a very dark tint, and hopefully that will help keep some shade, keep some of the heat out of the vehicle as well. I still have to do the one side window, but I'll go over that in a later video. So yeah, this is just a short catch-up video to let you know where I'm at. Not a long way, still doing some mechanical work on the van. So I'm Dave the Sign Guy, and I just wanted to touch base with you real quick and let you know where we're at. I want to stay as current as possible with these videos. Again, these are not how-to videos. They're just showing you what I'm doing to the van, how I'm doing it to a degree, and hopefully you'll pick up some tips and tricks and can use them in your build. Keep this one thing in mind when you're building your van. Watch videos, even videos that you don't think they're doing things right, because it'll keep you from doing things wrong. I have found some videos that are, not that good as far as the technical side, as far as what they're doing or how they're doing it. But then there might be that one little nugget in there. You're like, now that was a good idea. I'm going to use that in my build. So don't disparage people's builds that aren't as up to snuff as you want yours to be. But watch them anyway, because there are those little nuggets that sometimes even the pros or the guys who are building really beautiful builds aren't picking up on. So yeah, watch the good ones, but watch the ones you don't necessarily agree with as well. And be kind to your fellow vanners, van lifers, van builders, because building these vans, it's no easy task. I find it fun, but it's no easy task. So that being said, Dave the Sign Guy signing off, and I'll talk to you real shortly.